South Africa has a lot of races. Black, Indian, white, colored, right? And we all want representation. So it's not only representing South Africa, it's representing the community that person belongs to. That is why when the whole discourse of Tyler is not colored happened in America, we as the black community stood 10 toes down to try and defend, because we knew what we were fighting for. The identity of colored people matters. Therefore, you can't change her identity in the name of she's in a different country. This is the same situation here. We are just simply asking for Miss South Africa to be a South African of South African heritage, because that represents our community, the black South African community, not just blackness. It's not just about blackness. This is not America where blackness is monotone. As long as you're black, you're black. No, we have heritage. So why is it a problem when we want a person who represents our heritage to be the one who is Miss South Africa? How is that Afrophobic? Because we want to be represented well by a person of our own. When Indian people from South Africa play sports, they get recognition because they are representing the Indian community in South Africa, not the Indian community in India. It's not the same. We are misplaced people, which you like to call us. You'll come here and do as you please, but this is our home. If shit hits the fan in South Africa, y'all can go back home. We can't, because this is our home.
Sanbonani, hello. So I just wanted to add my 2 cents about the whole Miss South Africa conversation that's happening right now. And from what I've been reading and watching and everything that's been happening around this whole conversation, I just feel like it's important to highlight a few things. One, we must not be silenced into believing that if you raise issues that are making us unhappy or uncomfortable in South Africa, it's because we self-hate or because we hate Africa or whatever the case might be. Because all throughout Africa, there are many different countries in Africa, but I don't remember even one of them being made to believe that they have to accept every single thing from every single person who's not even South African in order for them to feel like they're black enough or African enough. You know, other countries can enforce their laws and make sure people abide by them, even chasing out people who are not in their countries legally, or walking around and being asked to produce your IDs. For those who've traveled, you'll know that in other African countries, you don't just walk around in jail just by you being black and being African, and you think you have free will to do as you please. It doesn't work like that in a lot of African countries. But our country, unfortunately, has opened us up to a lot of vulnerability, because we are made to believe that anything that we say that is for the country, and that is how we as citizens are concerned about our own country, it's because we're xenophobic, or we're Afrophobic, or it's because we love white people. So this is the new thing now, that if you raise any issues because you're scared of white people. And my question is, the same people that are saying we're scared of white people, blah, blah, are the same people flocking to European countries. So you're saying we must chase Europeans out of South Africa so they can go back to Europe, as some of you always say. And then you're the same people that will go to European countries because now you've made a mess of everything.
They're testing waters using this. If you guys admit to this, if you guys make a mistake of agreeing to this, we are in trouble. Because the next thing you're going to have a president who's coming from there. The next thing you're going to have a president. Because look at it this way, the only way to subjugate a nation is to undermine its people. Undermine its people, press them down, make them to feel incompetent and inferior, then push through the agenda. Now, I saw there's another movie. It's actually a series. A show that is coming. It's not a movie, rather. Excuse me. Talking about love across the borders. They are testing the waters. They're still using that to test the water, because we know if most of South African kids are not from South Africa, they have all this diluted blood. They're not going to actually have a strong identity and rooted identity connection with the country, and thereby not being able to claim all the things that we're supposed to be claiming. So those are the dynamics that I want you to guys to really reflect on as we proceed with this movement. But they are able to see that the movement is coming. This is why all these celebrities coming in different angles, making you feel bad for voicing your concern. Never ever feel bad. Do not fold. We are not